Hi and welcome to solving session. For those tasks were posted on Facebook a few days ago, so I decided to make a video where I solve all those tasks. So I hope you did went through and you didn't find it so difficult. Anyway, you can watch this video and go step by step to see how did all those tasks were solved. So let's just start. First we start with filter. Filter is a great feature of Excel that gives you a lot of control over which parts of your worksheet are displayed. You can use it to show only information you need or find something specific, while hiding the rest of data temporarily. The filtering tools get added to the cells in the header row, and this is the header row. In this example, I have some of courses which is running at BI Handelshögskola, and there are a lot of things to keep track of. So I would like to use some of filters to simplify it. To do filter, first we select those column we want to filter it, and go data tab and click the filter command. And you will see these drop down arrows added to your header row. These are what you will use to access all of the filtering options. So now if you want to remove filter, just press again date tab and filter command, and it's removed. But if you want to do it manually by using the keyboard layout, select those column you want to filter and press Ctrl Alt and L key, and it's filtered. To remove it also by using a keyboard layout, Ctrl Alt and L key, and it's removed. So let's start with answering questions, and first question is how many digital exams we have. So we come here and unlock this box to quickly deselect everything, and then check yes, and then OK. And now you can see the drop down arrows has changed to a different icon, so show that there is a filter in this column. And to select those cells, and we have count here 15. So let's type 15 here, and this cell turns into green. That means correct answer. The second question is how many written exams we have. So come here and deselect this box and check written exams. Press OK and count it by selecting it, and we have count here 10. The third question is how many exams with the ECTS 7. So we remove this filter here and deselect, and we check 7. Okay, select, and we have count 9 here. The fourth question is what is the average of ECTS, and we do it by selecting all those cells, and we have here the average is 8.83. so we write here 8.83, and this is the correct answer. So let's move on. New tasks. Here we will find the sum of purchased fruits, so we do it by writing equal sign sum, tap, and select those cells you want to find the sum of, and close it, press enter. And to fill those cells here, by come here and double click on this fill handle, so found it automatically. And to find the sum of these, by writing sum, tap and select, close and enter, and the right answer is 30. In this task we will find the sum of purchased fruits per week, and in this task we will use a cell reference, and cell reference refers to a cell or range of cells on a worksheet and can be used in formula, so Excel can find the values or data that you want formula to calculate. So we start here first with equal sign and multiplicate fruits with the fruits amount eaten per week, and F4 multiplicate sign and the fruit per week, and F4 and press enter. And we can drag the fill handle to the right so can fill the empty cells, and we have the sum per week as 72, and we will find the sum of equal sign and sum formula. Tap and select or mark those cells you want to find the sum of, close and enter, and we have 288. So we move on to the next task, and here we will complete the multiplication table by using a cell reference. And in our previous task we used cell reference by pressing F4 key only once to make an absolute reference, but in this task we will press F4 key twice and 3 times to unlock row and column. And we will fill this table by multiplying this those number with this column. So we start here with equal sign, F4 key only twice, and multiply sign with this cell, and press F4 key 3 times and hit enter. So there's two ways or two alternatives to fill this table. The first one by using a keyboard layout, and the second one by dragging the fill handle to the right and then down. Or we can use the keyboard layout. So we start first here with repeating the twice, 3 times, and we will mark the cells, and we use Control R and then Control D. In this task we will find the average of number of cars sold per week, and we start here by equal sign average and mark the cells and close, and the average is 10.2. So in this task we will find the average of grades. So we do equal sign average and select those cells you want to find the average of, and close it, hit enter, and it is 3.5. The next task is to find the standard deviation of task 9. So we start with the equal sign STD, and as you can see here that we have two types of standard deviation, the first one for population and the second one for sample. So we will assume here we have only samples, so we will go for the second one, and we select those cells we want to find the standard deviation of, and we close the formula and hit enter. So we move on to another task. Here we will find the sum of grades value which are over 3. Here we will use another formula of sum, and it is sum f. There is two type of sum f. The first one is at the cell specified by a given condition or criteria, while the second by a set of conditions or criteria. So we will go for the first one because we have only one condition and it is over 3. We select the range and comma, quote sign, over 3, and close it with the quote sign and comma, select the sum range and close. And the sum of grades value which are over 3 is 41. And if you want to double check it, so you can come here and select those cells which is over 3, this one and this one, this one and this one. And as we can see here down, it is sum 41. So we move on to another one, and here we'll find the average of a grades value which are over 3. So we will use another type of average, and it is average f. So average f, and as you can see here we have two types of average f. The second is average fs. The first one, find average for cells specified by a given condition or criteria, while the second, find by a set of given condition or criteria. So we will go for the first one. Oh, sorry. Select range, and the criteria is over 3. Comma, and select the average range and close. And the average of grades over 3 is 4.5 or 4.6. So we go to another function, and here we have f formula. The f function is one of the most popular functions in Excel, and it allows you to make logical compromises between a value and what you expect. So an if statement can have two results. The first result is your compression is true, the second if your compression is false. So we start with this task, and it's about to make a new column I with over 200 if sales is bigger than $200. So here it's meant to be column F, sorry. So we start with equal sign if, and select D2 greater than sign 200, and value if true. Here I will use for example over 200, a quote sign, and over 200 and close it. And if value false, so you can go for no or under 200, or maybe only leave it empty. And hit enter. So to fill those empty cells, so only come here and double click on the fill handle. So we go for another task. Here we will make a new column D with X if sales 1 is bigger than sales 2. So we start with equal sign, if tab, our logical test here is if this column is greater than this column. So we select this cell and greater than sign this cell, and if value true we go for X, and if value false we will leave it empty here, for example. Double click on the fill handle and we have 3 months where sales 1 is greater than sales 2. It's January, March and June. So we move on to another task. Make a new column with X if sales of iPhone and Huawei is the same. So basically here we will use a combination of two formula, if formula and AND formula. So first we start with if formula, AND formula, and the first logical is if this cell iPhone, we need to see if the same of month July, so is equal to July, and the second logical if Huawei are equal to July. We should not forget to make a cell reference both here and here, so that empty cells here will refers to those cells here. So close the parenthesis, comma, and if value true we go for X and quote sign, and if it's false we go for nothing. Hit enter and double click, and we have match for 2 months, August and November. So we move on to another one. Make a new column with E, X if sales of iPhone and Huawei is the same or less. So here we will use also a combination of if and AND formula, equal if and this cell are less or equal to July, comma, and this cell are equal less than or equal to this month, and close the parenthesis. And we should not forget also to make a cell reference here for one time, comma, if value true we go for X, and if value false we go for nothing. Enter, and we have match 3 months here. In this task, make a new column E with X if sales of iPhone and Samsung is the same or less. Here we will use another combination of formulas, both if and or. So we go for equal if tab or tab if these are equal to July, and comma, these are equal to Samsung in July. Hit the parenthesis, and we should not forget also to make a cell reference here, F4, F4, and if value true we go for X, and value false we go for nothing. Double click, and we have match 3 months, August, October and December. So move on. find how much it costs per product. And it's so simple, only divide price divided on products and equal 25. Double click. As we can see here, we have two values here, um, because there are here and here letters and not numbers. So to correct that, we can go for if error, and if error function is to trap and handle errors in formula, and it returns a value you specify if a formula evaluates it to an error. Otherwise, it returns the results of the formula. So value is price divided products, and if value error, we go for no or yes. I will go for error. And double click on the fill handle, and we have here and here error because of those letters. We move on to new functions here, VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. And the first task here, find course name for this course code. So we will find the course name via VLOOKUP, and VLOOKUP is a function performs a vertical lookup by searching for a value in the first column of a table and returning the value in the same row in the index number position. So we start first with VLOOKUP, and our lookup value here is this one, and the table array is this from B column to D column, and the call index number, or where to find the course name in which column, is the second one from this one. So we type 2 and 0 for exact match and enter. And the course name for this course code is Sociology for Business Students. So move on to another task. Here find course code for logistic and marketing channels. Here I will use a combination of two formulas, match and HLOOKUP formula. HLOOKUP stands for horizontal lookup and can be used to retrieve information from a table by searching a row for the matching data and outputting from the corresponding column. While VLOOKUP searches for the value in column, HLOOKUP searches for a value in row. So we start first with HLOOKUP, and the lookup value is course code, and the table array is B1 to B69. Row index number, here I will use a formula instead of a number, so I will match this value with this column. Match tab, lookup value is logistic and marketing channel, and the lookup array is course name, and 0 for exact match, comma 0 for exact match, and enter. And this is the right course code for logistic and marketing channels. So move on to another task, find how many participants in those courses, and in media economics, internship, and Finanzregnskap. So here I will use VLOOKUP formula. The lookup value is media economics, comma, and table array. I will select B and C, no, the C and D column, and I will make a cell reference here. Tap F4 one time to make sure when I drag the fill handle down, so both of internship and finance science cup get the right answer, and comma, and call index number will be 2, the second um, column, and 0 for exact match. Enter. Drag the fill handle down or double click on it, so those are the right answers. In this task I will find a row for this course, project management. Here I will use a match formula, and the lookup value is project, and the lookup array will be C1 to C69, and will be 0 for exact match. So project management in row 46. So move on to another task. Find how many participants in this course. Use value found in task 22. We will use this row number to find how many participants in project management. So H lookup value is participant, and the table array is column D, and comma, row index number is this we found in this task, and 0 for exact match, and close the parenthesis and hit enter. And it's 24 participants in this course. So move on to another task, and here we will find the maximum and minimum for participant. So equal sign max, tap and select the all participants and close the parenthesis and enter. And for the minimum, equal sign min, and select the column D and close the parenthesis and enter. So we have a 93 in maximum and minimum 18. So move on to another one. Find which row the value found in task 24 for max and for minimum. So equal sign and use here match, and tap. This is the lookup value, and the lookup array will be this one, and comma, and 0 for exact match. And for the minimum also, match, oh sorry, match, and select the value, comma, and the table array, and 0 for exact match, and look, 24. So those are the rows for those participants. in this task, we will make a new column E and exclude numbers from column B. So enter and mid formula, and the text is this one. We will exclude numbers, so start number is will be 1 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 only will include those numbers. So double click and we have here those letters excluded from numbers. Find the number of courses starting with this course code. So enter and we'll go for count if, and we select this those cells, and the criteria will be the course code. You can write it or you can just select it and enter. And this is the number of courses starting with a book, 16 courses. So we move on to another task, and here we will use goal seek. And goal seek is a method of solving for desired outputs by changing an assumption that drives it. The function is extremely useful for performing sensitivity analysis in financial modeling. So here use goalseek to change a tall one, so result is 20 in all those cells. So basically you go to data and what if analysis, goalseek, and set cell. We will select the cell we want to change, and this is the value we want it to be, and by changing cell tall one, and okay. So here is the targets, and okay. And unfortunately we have to do it one by one because goalseek don't work like doing all the cells. 20 and changing this. Oh, I think I did something wrong here. Do it again. Goalseek. This 20. And here all those cells are changed to 20. 29. Use sorry. In the next task, we will use GoalSeek to find which interest rate can give equity monthly installment of $14,000. So press Data and What If Analysis, GoalSeek, and we want to change this to be $14,000, and we write 14,000 here by changing interest rate, and okay. So the new interest rate is 0.32% to give us installment 14,000 per month. In the next task, we'll find how many votes Ernst & Young needs to get 25% of votes. So go to Data, What If Analysis, GoalSeek again, and Set Cell is the cell we want to change to 25%, and by changing cell voting rights, and okay. And apparently they need 21% of 21 votes to get 25% of votes. And this was the last task of this workbook. So thank you very much for your time, and I hope you did learn something of it, and solving of those tasks was not so difficult for you. So thank you very much, and see you next time.